Hello, Eurovision fans. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, which is growing at the moment, and I'm really happy about that. So thank you so much for subscribing. Today, I want to rate the Lithuanian entry for Eurovision 2023, which is the song Stay by Monika Linkytė. We, of course, know Monika from Eurovision 2015.
One kiss.
So she is another returning artist. I will be looking at different aspects of the song and performance, giving points, and in the end I will also make a prediction about whether Lithuania can make it to the final in Liverpool. So the first aspect I want to talk about are the lyrics of the song, which I find really, really beautiful. So let's have a look together. So Monika starts by singing Čiūto, tūto a few times, and I think it's very impactful because it is kind of the hook of the song. So it really helps to make the song memorable. And as far as I understand, it's a motif from Lithuanian folklore, which is often chanted in Lithuanian folk songs. And it's kind of a chant to reassure yourself everything will be all right, I guess. And in this particular song and with this particular meaning of the song, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, it feels like almost meditative, like a reassurance of yourself and everything will be all right. And I find that really, really beautiful. And I like very much that she is including Lithuanian lyrics and especially Lithuanian folk motifs in her song. Then she continues in English. I've carried sadness with me. I hid it well since 16. And all the crying, all the fighting, you kept putting out the fire that burned so bright in me. So apparently quite some psychological stress in her youth. I'm interpreting the fire that is being put out by all the fighting as her going through a divorce as a child, like her parents' divorce, of course, and kind of impacting her until today, because she continues, as I look back to all those years, to broken dreams disguising fear, being someone that I'm really not. Wow. Now I'm drowning in my bed. So even now, after all those years, she's still impacted by the psychological stress and still drowning in her bed, which I find a very powerful lyric in this case. And life has gone out of my hands. Happiness seems further than the moon. Beautiful sentence. I think happiness seems further than the moon. So she's really struggling and it still impacts her today. And she continues, because now something positive is happening. Just stay with me. My heart is bleeding. I need your healing. Wait for me. Well, it ain't easy to love someone like me. Now, there's two interpretations, I think, here. Either she is talking about someone that she found that she is now in love with and that is helping her heal, or she is actually talking to herself because she's trying to love herself and get the peacefulness that comes with being in love with yourself. And so the sentence, to love someone like me, I find also really impactful. And then we get to the chorus. My heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating. Finally, my heart is beating. So positive things are happening. She's coming alive and she's overcoming this psychological stress and these maybe mental health issues that she had and the doubts she had about herself. I find that really, really beautiful, especially finally my heart is beating. It's really powerful. And then she continues, I took it all on myself. I asked for nobody's help, had to taste it and then embrace it. All the bitterness of failure to find myself with me. So here I think it's actually about finding yourself, because she's saying it, and not so much about finding love by someone else. And she has to go through a valley of sadness, it seems, to find herself and to come to terms with who she is, basically. And then she continues, and Čiūto, tūto is part of the song, and the song ends this way. And I really, in this case, interpret it as this chant that gets her in sync with herself and with her feelings. So as you can see, I think I really, really love these lyrics. So I'm giving 5 out of 5 points for the lyrics. Now, for the voice, it's really well performed. There are beautiful transitions, especially in the higher parts, from chest to head voice and within head voice. Really good, really clean. She sings it several times and there's never any doubt that she hits the notes, and she does it really, really well. And what makes this stand out is the warm tone in her voice, which really gives me a cozy feeling, and I really like it. So I'm giving 5 out of 5 for the voice as well. Now, for the personality, she looks absolutely stunning. It's an amazing outfit, and she knows how to work the camera. I think the emotion comes across very well. I think she could do a bit better at changing from the sadness that was before and the happiness she feels now. And so that's why I'm giving 4 out of 5. But overall, I really love this performance and her personality that comes across through the performance. Now, for the performance itself, which is more the staging, it's a very gospel-y song, and the staging really supports this because it kind of interacts with the lyrics of the song as well, because when she sings, "My heart is finally beating," the sun comes up and the lights become brighter, and it just really helps to support the message of the song, which I like very, very much. And the gospel-y parts are really supported by her turning to her backing singers, singing with them, to them, and I find that really interesting. And also the Čiūto tūto part at the end, you have a Lithuanian folklore background. That's at least what I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lithuanians, in the comments. And I find that really good and powerful that she is including this in her entry and in her staging. So I'm giving 5 out of 5 for the performance. I think it's really, really effective. Now, for the song, I personally really love gospel-influenced pop, early songs by Sam Smith and things like that. And I feel like this is really a good song, a good gospel-influenced song. It's right up my alley. It gives me a warm feeling going from the lows to the highs. It leaves you with this feeling of everything will be all right, brighter days are ahead, and I really think that's beautiful. I do think it becomes a teeny tiny bit repetitive in the end, because it just repeats "My heart is beating" and "Čiūto tūto," but all in all, I think it's a good song, but because of the repetitiveness, I'm giving 4 out of 5 points for the song. Now, overall, song and performance weigh more for the overall rating, so we get to a great 4.5 points for Lithuania, and I think this could be one of my favorites when the Eurovision season comes to an end as well. I think it's one of my highest rated songs and performances until now. Now I want to talk about Lithuania's probabilities of making it to the final in Liverpool, and I've thought about this quite a lot. I think it's a bit difficult to say at the moment. I would have to know the other entries competing in the semi-final. The thing is, I think this is a jury song. I think juries are really, really going to love it because of the vocal performance, because of the type of song it is, gospel influenced. They really liked Sweden in 2019, so I think they should like this one as well. The problem is that in the semi-finals, we don't have juries. So she really has to get to the final first to then rake in the jury points, and I'm not 100% sure whether she can do it. I'm actually leaving the question mark because I think it's a bit of a borderliner, unfortunately. I really hope it does qualify, but my prediction for the semi-final is 8th to 12th place, so it's really on the border between qualifying and not qualifying. If she does qualify, I think she will do much, much better in the final. I think she will be one of these entries that scrapes into the final, but then really does really well because the juries do join there, and that could really, really help Lithuania this year. What do you think? Do you think I'm completely wrong about the song? there are other things that I have missed, or it's not a good song, you don't like it, let me know in the comments. And if you want more reviews, predictions, lyric interpretations of Eurovision 2023, and also videos about Eurovision history, please subscribe to my channel, and see you soon. Bye bye.